I don't know. I don't know whether we should go deep into the Gikuyu side of things or just stick to the Q&A. So let's stick to the Q&A, okay? Because it's a Sabbath, it's a Saturday. And on Saturdays, we usually do Q&As, you know, because we are back where we are, or back where we started the whole week. So since it's the Sabbath, we're having a sabbatical. Let's have a Q&A. So let's make this a Q&A. Let's make this an interesting Q&A. Nisasa. Now, before we get there, before we get to the Q&A part, let me see. What is this? What is this? Numbers in my pocket. No, I don't want to go. I don't want to live with you. I don't want to co-host with you. So talk hapa. I don't want to co-host. Talk hapa. No co-hosting. We are here to learn. Now, so before we get to the Q&A, we have to prepare ourselves mentally. Then we get there. So, for some of you, it may feel very challenging. And I won't say that it's necessarily hard. It's just a challenge. Look at what you are going through as a challenge. So it may be difficult for you, especially when it comes from you disconnecting from certain people that you need to disconnect from, okay? But understand this, that staying in that situation that you do not want to separate away from will even be harder in the long run. So if you really have to be around toxic people, if you really have to be around people who they don't have the best interests at heart for you, because sometimes that is how it's be, because this can be your parents, your siblings, or even your children. So the question should be, so how do you protect yourself, or how do you block out that negative energy? So that is a very good question. And so this is where that aspect of what you call the spiritual warrior comes in, okay? Or what you call becoming a spiritual sensei, where you are sensitive to the senses and you know how to jump rope in that world. So as a spiritual warrior, and this is not in terms of religion, au wanajitanga sijui warrior, whatever warriors they call themselves, sijui prayer warriors. No, we are talking about a spiritual warrior. Because as a spiritual warrior, you have to focus on the battle at hand. So ask yourself this very important question. What is the necessity of this relationship that I have? So you are in a relationships, situationship, whatever kind of ship you are in. So what is the necessity of this relationship? Is this really necessary? And is that necessity being reciprocated? Is it coming back to you? Because you may see that necessity coming from a place of love. But is that love being returned? If someone is showing you love, are you returning the love? Or are you caught up in who the person is? You have to understand, and this is a realization that you come to learn as you delve deeper into your own higher natures, where you find yourself that everyone, or the people that you are interacting with, each and every one of those people is playing a role for you to learn a lesson. And I know it's fucked up in one way or another, but everyone you interact with is playing a role for you to learn a lesson. You may not even say more than 2 words, but each and everyone you're interacting with, you are there to learn a lesson. And they may play different roles depending on whether that person is a parent, a partner, a lover, your child, or whatever the case may be. But each of those people that you interact with, even how now I'm interacting with you online, is always about what kind of lesson are you learning. So the big question should be, whatever relationship you're having with these people, are you in what you call a win-win outcome? Are you in a win-win outcome, or are you on the losing end? So most of the time, it just takes one person to realize that they are getting the short end of the stick. For them to realize that, or you to realize that the love you are giving is not being reciprocated, or the love you are giving is not being fulfilled. And that is also a part of the lesson, that no matter what you are giving, it's not coming back. In this school of life, what you call earth, we are here to learn and evolve. The same way, the being that we are in, the same way you have cells within you. You have cells within your body that have cells within inside you. AKA, if for some reason you are to be knocked unconscious, everything will still continue doing what they do unless you are totally dead out of that body. So this art school is about learning and evolving, and you only have 2 things. The only reasons you came to this world was one. You are either here to bring something new into the world, something unique, something never seen before that only you can bring to the world, or you are here to transmute something that is already here, aka renew it. So this realm is a realm of evolving, aka this is a realm of ascending to a higher vibration of love. And this is why you should be very careful in the type of relationships you are in. You should also be very careful with the kind of spells you cast with your words. Because some of you are in relationships where you think you are falling in love. And here's the thing. You're not supposed to fall in love. Because love is such a high frequency. So love is supposed to lift you up, not pull you down. So it's not about falling in love. It's about rising in love and growing into that love. And this is where even humanity fell, because humanity falls. So since you fell, that is even why you fall in love. Very few of you know about rising in love, where you can love unconditionally, aka you are free in love with people. When you are free in love with someone, you actually don't, you are so in love with that person that you accept them as they are. One of humanity's biggest reasons is falling in love. Okay? Because why are we falling when love is meant to elevate us? I keep telling you, everything is in reverse. You are in such a fucked up world where you are so programmed, and I keep telling you, give yourself grace, because it's not you. It's not you, it's what you are born into. You're already born into a world that is, it has templates, it has worldviews that have got nothing to do with you. So even the language you use, I want to fall in love with you, instead of I want to rise in love with you, instead of us evolving. So, and this is how you know that you're in a fucked up world. The fact that even when you go to school, you are taught to memorize. Memorize. You are taught to remember. You're not told, okay, you're in school, you came into the world, show us what you can teach us. No, you are there to repeat and memorize. And what you don't even say, you are repeating to yourself without mouthing it. So let's say you are thinking of a beautiful woman somewhere. Beautiful woman somewhere. So by yourself, without anyone being with you, like if you're having your own mental conversation, you'll be thinking or having your own what you call self-conversations with yourself, and in your mind you are thinking, I think I'm falling in love with that guy. You don't even have to say it, but you are thinking it. I think I'm falling in love, because you have been taught to repeat. It's a program. You are taught to memorize, and what you memorize is written in your heart. When you go to the Bible, they talk about things being written in men's heart. That's the witchcraft of things being written in your heart. Okay? So you find yourself doing practices or practicing witchcraft on yourself based on just thought alone. Okay? So let's get to the solution first of this video first. Okay? So let's say you find yourself needing to be around someone, but you feel like you need to block that person, or you feel like you need to protect yourself from that energy. And sometimes there's nothing you can do, because this is maybe someone you work with, an accomplice, or whoever they are. So first, you need to recognize why you want to disconnect from that motherfucker. And the first step that you need to do is to understand your own vibration, your own vibe, and your own energy. And most of you don't even know your own energies. Most of you don't even know your own vibe. So you just be. Now back to the witchcraft of words, like I was saying. So the words you use where you think you are falling in love. So even when you're having self-conversations, you're thinking, oh shit, I think I'm falling in that with that. So it's not what you do, it's how you do. So your heart is listening. Your heart is listening. There's no difference between your heart and your ear. The only difference is the letters H and T. Your heart and ear, the only difference is H and T. And H is a ladder. That's the Jacob's ladder. T, every word that has the letter T is something you have to go through. It's a T junction. It's a cross. It's Jupiter energy. So for those who are into the occult, for those who are into spirituality, remember that every time you are in a cross junction, or every time you are a place where roads meet, that is Jupiter energy right there. That is why people who do like money rituals, they'll go and leave a coin on a junction, because the junction is connected to Jupiter. Okay? Expansion, Thursday, na vitu kama hizo. It's better to keep that in mind. So, when you understand that your ear and your heart, there's no difference. So, as you're listening with your ear, your heart is also listening. Your other chakra, your heart chakra. So be careful with the words you use, based on the fact that you find these words being used in the world, and you think you are being in the flow, in the vibe. That's why you're not even in your vibe, and you just follow the train. So you can go around saying, I have fallen in love. No, you should never fall in love. You should rise in love. because love is such a high frequency. So I keep telling you, forgive yourself, give yourself grace for the spells you practice on yourself every day based on being in an artificial world. This world is so synthetic. This is not the real world. This is a synthetic world. This is man-made. Okay? This is a man-made world. This is a synthetic world. This is, when in the Bible they say you come in the image. This is the image of the real world. So we have a world view, how you view the world. Then we have the real earth itself as an element, the one now where the animals live. Okay, the land where now you have the animals, the monkeys, all these animals that live in that kind of world. Okay, so there's a difference. There's a world view, and then there's now the earth itself as a planet, as above so below, the weather, the clouds, the element, na vitu zingine kama hizo. So there's a reason why I want to make this clear for you. And let me, no comments. Why are you trying to call me? Don't call me now. So your ear is closely connected to the heart chakra. So the heart and the ear are connected in a similar way. So the only difference is that H and T. So your ears, okay, your ears listen to conversations. Whatever someone is saying, your ears are listening. At the same time, your heart is sensing that energy. And your heart absorbs. Wasikia mtu akisema, nimeweka hiyo kitu kwa roho yangu, hiyo kitu meibeba aje. So your heart absorbs and programs that information within your body. So your ear is listening. When your ear is not listening, your heart absorbs and programs the information that is coming around within your body. So the lessons that you learn from those conversations that you are listening into and the emotions that you experience continue to influence you. So whatever you have gone through and the lessons you have picked becomes something that you are still processing. Stop texting me wewe. Kwa nini unanitext? Why you texting me na nimekuambia niko live? Wataka kublokiwa bure, si ndio? You want me to block you? Because you know when you text me, when you call me and I send you a text saying I'm live, it's auto. So when you text me na nimekuambia niko live, that is disrespect. You're asking to be blocked. Okay? Don't be demonic on my page. I can block you and forget about you very, very fast. Because that shows you actually don't know me. And if you don't know me, then why do I need someone who doesn't know me? Why do I need you on my boat? That means I'll be rowing the boat and you'll be busy drilling holes. Anyway, so that was a quick tip. So now let's jump into the Q&A. I said it's a Saturday. We are doing Q&A. So let's jump into the Q&A. Quickly, let's jump into the Q&A. Nataka kuenda Rongai. So in the next 7 or 10 minutes, I'll be headed to Rongai. So I need to finish this slice. Like Rongai is hapa. It's like a 40 minutes drive that I'm not even. Or if you're in Rongai and you can meet me around Bomas, I can tell you you can pick something for me from Rongai. We meet in Bomas, Amangong. So if you are watching, okay? If you are watching and uko Rongai and you are coming anywhere within Karen, maybe I can meet you in Bomas or through Ngong. You can WhatsApp me and then I can send you. I don't need to drive all the way to Rongai to pick whatever I'm picking. We can meet on the road, okay? Nimeona your question here, how to cut soul ties. That's a whole life. That's not something I want to jump into right now because I have to go into how you got into the soul tie first, okay? So that's a whole lecture 1 hour because I have to explain how you find yourself in a soul tie, how to break a soul tie, and most of your connections are actually soul ties from the past that now you are soul tied today, what you call in today's world mnazitanga trauma bonding. Unasema ati my relationship was a trauma bonding, or unasema my relationship is about character development. All those are soul ties that are catching up with you from previous lifetimes. I have a video about soul ties on YouTube. You can go and watch that. It actually talks about cutting soul ties. Sijui venye nimeilabel, maybe I should go and retitle it. But is the one where I talk about Samido na Karenyamo. That is the live where I talk about Samido and Karenyamo and I explain why Samido and Karenyamo are in a soul tie and how they need to break that soul tie, or they will always find themselves in that, or because if they don't break that soul tie, one of them has to die. Okay, that's the only way it can end. One of them has to die. Or they may end up dying together. So these are the people who die in a car accident, unasikia bwana na bibi, na even bengine na mtoto. Those kind of freaky accidents, or unasikia, I don't even like talking about those things. I have to be careful with my words. I have to be careful with my words because most of you watching may start internalizing that or playing it in your mind and it becomes a reality. Unajua. So sometimes I don't even like, na hata kuna mtu ameconfirm, something just landed on the wall opposite me. To confirm, even nimesema, I have to be careful with my words. They say walls have ears. Let me show you what I mean. So let me show you what I mean. So ukiangalia outside my car window, I'm seated in the car. On the wall, unaweza angalia huyu mtu amekuja kwa ukuta. You see that bag on the wall? Can you see that bag on the wall? The one with the yellow bag. Unaona huyo mdudu wako kwa ukuta huyo? Hiyo kitu naijua. The one that drills wood. Inainanga kwa mbao, inaweka mashimo kwa mbao. So that's not a coincidence that when I was speaking this, it just came and because think about it. We are having a conversation on live. I'm looking at the comments kwa sababu it's a Q&A. And for some reason, I had to notice it ikikuja kwa ukuta. And nothing is a coincidence. We say what you are channeling channels you. And the observer and the observed become the same thing. So the moment I observed him coming on the wall, he also became aware of me. So that was a message. No, it's not your message, it's my message. But I got the message, okay? Nothing is a coincidence in life, okay? If you are seated somewhere and a dog comes, umbwa ya kawaida. If you are vigilant enough, or if you are awareness, then you're supposed to know why that dog came when you are there. Hata kama ni stray, it's not just a coincidence. There's something, because out of 7-8 billion people, wewe ndio umeona hiyo umbwa. So there's a reason why you have seen that dog. It's just that you are so disconnected, you don't know how to relate these things. Unajua. Wenye walikuwa ile live ingine tulikuwa usiku TikTok, yenye ilikuwa na donkey. Remember the live we were on? Actually, it was not on my live. But I know I've seen some of the people on that live, on this live. Ile live tulikuwa usiku, na kulikuwa na donkey usiku. Remember that live? And I said, oh shit, because nilikuwa nimepewa mic. And immediately I started speaking on the mic, the donkey was braying in the back, in the middle of the night. And I said, oh shit. And I gave the meaning behind that donkey talking. In the Bible, we talk about the donkey talking. And the next day, I received a call in relation to what we had said about that life. So nothing is a coincidence. So this is a Q&A. So the story of soul tie, that live is on YouTube. Go to YouTube. You'll find that live there where I talk about soul ties and Karenyamu, and this was Nelly Wambui. Kuna hiyo on my YouTube page. My YouTube name is Jenga na Jenga. Okay, Jenga na Jenga, my YouTube name. There I talk about soul ties, and I give Karenyamu and Samido as the example of a soul tie that they don't have to hear my live because they're on that world, but I had asked people, if you know them, just tell them to go and watch that live to understand the kind of relationship they are in, so that they can safely end that soul tie. end that soul tie. Okay, bring it to an end. Ni sawa? Yeah. Because how a soul tie, usually how a relationship begins is also how a relationship ends. I repeat, how a relationship begins is also how most relationships end. So a relationship that starts with a soul tie will also end in those people being again in another soul tie. Okay? It's on YouTube. So we have 5 minutes of Q&A if you have a question. Okay, if you don't have a question, it's also good because this means if you don't have questions, it means tunaenda vizuri sana. It means you don't, we're on the same path. It means you know everything, which is a good thing. It means I don't even need to come live so often because you know. Unajua? That's the message I get. When I say it's a Q&A, you don't ask question, it means you're okay. When I dive deep into esoteric teaching na tumeingia deeply we are teaching, that is when mnaulizanga maswali. Right now you have a chance to ask a question. So if you have a question, ask. Don't ask because nimesema. You know, there are some people, amesema, wacha, scratch my head, nitauliza nini, nitauliza, no, it has to be a question that was bugging you. Don't just ask to ask. You know, you don't do that here. Ni sawa. Anyway, shout out to everyone in the comments, each one teach one, cause naona hakuna maswali, so there's no need of me sitting my ass here. I know I'm handsome, so I don't need to be here. I'm the most handsome motherfucker on this side. So I know I'm handsome. I don't need to be here. You know, I know I have balls. I'm a real man. So, you know, I don't need validation. You know, and I also know when to feel good about myself and say it. Because najua mwezi niambia, you know. It is not your wish. You're not used to beautiful things. You know, you are used to this world. So I know I'm the most handful motherfucker on this planet, this channel. I know I have balls. I have real Adam Zepo. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm a lot of things. So congratulations to me. So I'm thanking me. So we'll catch up in another live. So Kariha, thank you for tapping the screen. Anyone who joined the live and was tapping the screen, shout out to you. It's a beautiful thing. Someone is saying I'm a womanizer. Yeah, I like having women on my balls. I like letting women play with my balls. So if you have a problem with that, maybe you like playing with dicks. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight. Okay, the only time I see dicks is when I visit the washroom and I'm peeing. Sometimes I look at the man next to me, look at him and see how small dick energy he has. You know, that kind of thing. So yes, I'm a womanizer. I like women playing with my balls. I like women sucking on my nipples. You know what I'm saying? I like women. I'm straight. So if you have a problem with that, that's on you. Maybe you like men. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay if you like men. That's on you. Whatever you put in your ass, whatever you put, that's none of my business. Okay? Proudly a womanizer. Beautiful women at that. Beautiful healed women. Not demonic, destroyed bitches. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to kings who love women. So I'll wear that title with honor. I love pussy. How about that? So you thought you were going to call me a womanizer? Oh my God, why are you calling me a womanizer? No. Women love me. Okay? And I love them back. There's nothing not to love about me. Because I know how to build a community, not destroy people. Remember, you just call me a womanizer and I'm a total stranger to you. So that means you have insecurities to deal with. So that means either you are dropped as a child or you have emotional immaturity where you can speak to strangers any way you want. And the only reason I'm not smacking your face is because you're talking on the screen. If you are next to me, I would have smacked your face. Sasa, all women matter. Pum pums matter. Big pussy women matter. There's nothing wrong with a big pussy. Maybe you don't know how to swim in one. Small pussy, big pussy, small asses, big asses. We don't judge. You didn't create shit. And God will never give you something you cannot handle. God will always give you something that you can handle. So stop whining. If you have a woman with a big pussy, God will never give you something you can't handle. If you can't handle that, maybe you are given by the devil, not from God. And we are children of God. It's how. So anyway, looks like there's no question, so I'm a bounce. Nimeona hakuna mtu anatoka Rongai, that means I have to drive all the way to Rongai. So I should be leaving the house in the next 20 minutes. Naenda Rongai saa hizi. Shit, man. Sometimes it gets boring to drive, but Karen, Bomas, Kavuage, huko kutokea huko, multimedia, jam, matatu, kunaitwa wote, Park Place, Rongai, ndio huyo huko, uchumi, man, it's too much. We should evolve quickly. Saizi drone tu, ningetuma tu drone, katumia sola na Elon Musk's internet kaanguke hapo, ile kitu nataka kafungiliwe hapo kama kaigu katwimwe. And what happened to when we used to send letters with egos? Saizi mwenye naenda kuona angetoka tu afungilie kabadi mguu akaachilie, kafly, kakuja nikaone hapa nje, nikashike nikafungue mguu nichukue whatever information that I need. You know what I'm saying? Information is useless sometimes. Now you need to charge. Na ndege ingeenda tu, kwanza ingeenda ikikula kule, iende ipate mchere hapo ndo unyo ilandi kwanza ikule mchele, iende isikie kukunywa maji, but birds would get on a mission first before zikule. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so do have a beautiful Sabbath day, Saturday. There's lots of information for the collective for you. So much information coming through. So, the source has a lot of information for the collective. So, I'll be coming back again. Shout out to Shabbat. Yeah, Shabbat. So, on Saturdays, you wear black. The Jews, they know this, so they light a candle yesterday, Friday. Itazimwa leo saa 6. They don't like washangi moto tena unless he looks for a boy or a man kukuja kuwasha jiko. You know, Africans mnajifanyanga venye mna practicing religion. You don't even observe the Sabbath. Nyi mnaendanga kanisa Sunday. You are Christians. You don't even follow the teachings of the Bible. The Bible says, keep holy the day of the Sabbath. Christianity, you go to church on a Sunday. You are walking contradictions of everything Christians. You walk backwards. So, Abba, Shabbat to you. Happy Shabbat to you. Ciao, ciao.